Biofarm, by definition, is the cultivation of plants and animals through environmentally friendly methods that use the latest technology to achieve such results. The best environment for plants is one where proper humidity, CO2 levels, fertilization, and photosynthesis can occur, which is monitored by computers and supplied with water hydroponically. Biofarm has taken gardening to another level by using a multi-layered tower system and cultivating fish along with a plant-friendly LED light system which can harvest 400% more than conventional gardening systems. On the 25th floor of Mrs. Kim's veranda is a 21st century cutting-edge farm. The name of the farm is Fish Farmer. On the size of a newspaper, the 7-fish family lives on the first level, 6 pots of parsley grow on the second level, and a variety of vegetables from lettuce to chicory grow from the 3rd to 5th levels of the Fish Farmer, equaling 42 plants in total. This is Biofarm's locally and internationally patented technology known as the aquaponics vertical gardening system, through which plants are cultivated by the fish farmer. The multi-layered fish farmer is a new method of cultivating plants that doesn't require fertilizers or soil, but contains all the advantages of hydroponic system by using artificial soil. The roots of the plants are not submerged in nutrient solution all the time, but the roots don't dry up either thanks to Biofarm's unique water flow system, which allows the solution and oxygen to mix together equally. At the bottom of the growing pod there are 2 holes. One is for supplying water from the tank, and the other one is for draining. A hose is inserted into the small hole, while the larger hole requires the PVC pipe to be packed tightly in order to prevent water leakage. As pictured above, the pod doesn't allow leakage if water is poured in. When the water level reaches the head of the U-shaped hose, the water will begin to drain. If the water level is less than the entrance of the hose, the water will rise until it has reached the head, thus repeating continuously. Because perlite's specific gravity is low, when water is filled in, the supplied 2 liter of perlite is floated to the bottom area of the cup pots. Insert seeds into the pot. Then turn the water pump on to send water to the top. As you can see in the simulation, the perlite floated up to the bottom of the sponge as moisture and oxygen were sufficiently supplied to each pot of the tower. We apologize for being unable to show in detail each process during this simulation. When the valve is open, the water flows to the top, and closing the valve prevents water from flowing upward. So after adjusting the valve to allow just enough water to flow upwards, there's nothing else for Mrs. Kim to do, as it is a completely automated system. Throughout the day, the fish excrete natural fertilizers, so when the pump is turned on, the water flows to the top pod in the middle of the ceramic-style pods tower, and then overflows downward to the pods below it continuously. Because this multi-layered fish farmer is 3-dimensional, it can run into the problem of not having each plant receive equal sunlight. Therefore, a rotating motor that slowly turns 8 times an hour was built in so that every plant can receive sunlight equally. However, it only uses 4 watts per hour, so you won't have to worry about the electric bill being too high. The video now shows the food waste processor, which is very scientific yet simple in design. Up until now, when the food waste bucket was full, it was always a hassle moving the earthworms from one container to the next. But now this apparatus allows for a new empty container to be placed on top of the existing one, and without having to move the earthworms. The larvae climb upwards looking for food, so when they reach the top, the bottom container can be removed for later use. Although most people are disinterested when it comes to food waste and an eco-friendly solution, the government cannot bury or burn the waste due to international environmental treaties, which would also result in astronomical financial penalties. That financial burden would be paid with citizens' tax money, so essentially we would be paying for it. However, if every house raised earthworms with the food waste, it would be a simple solution. If you open the zipper and throw in your food waste, the earthworms will remove the waste by consuming it. It might be better to raise earthworms than dragonfly larvae, but the video simulation shows dragonfly larvae being used. Dragonfly larvae like to have a resting place for pupation, so it will move around until it has found an escape hole. The apparatus is designed so that the larvae slide into the fish tank when they exit the food waste. The larvae slide down into the fish tank. The fish happily greet their food. Delicious. Now Mrs. Kim doesn't need to feed the fish anymore. Food waste provides for earthworms, the earthworms provide for the fish for the plants, thus creating a 100% natural cycle.